Welcome everyone. So we are going to begin to work on our internal walls in here, and as a quick heads up at the beginning of this section, I want to highlight that the textbook takes us through how to set some default options for our quote temporary dimensions. Remember, I put my own dimensions in down here, and sometimes the temporary and the actual dimension didn't match. We can set some preferences, and those preferences are done on the Manage tab. There's this category called Additional Settings, and there's a lot of good stuff in here. Gives us access to things that the AutoCAD Layer Manager would handle, like line styles, line whites, line patterns, not necessarily color, but this halftone type thing. And so we are going to want to move down to temporary dimensions. And in this dialog box, we can change what we want our default temporary dimensions to go to and say, give us faces of core. And I am going to also change my temporary dimensions for windows to openings, right? So there's a whole conversation available there, but I'm going to change mine to openings and click OK. So by the way, so now if I were to activate this view and click on a wall, I've got, well, it's given me the interior, oops, sorry, wrong wall, giving me the interior as opposed to the core face. I'm wondering if faces a core. Yeah, so you can see what its value is. It's good, it's not great. So let's draw some internal walls. So I'm going to deactivate this view, right? And just for me to give me an opportunity to talk about correct workflow again, if I'm going back to model geometry, and I'm not kind of doing this dimensioning and that type of work, I'm going to force myself to go back to like a master 3D master of this level 1, because I'm going to start doing nothing but wall modeling. And this way, right, those dimensions don't get in my way. I don't have any issues. So the last little piece of cleanup is so that now that our building goes another 150 so feet to the left of where it did in week 1, this west elevation is clearly not in the right spot. So I'm going to select it and then just slide it over to the left. Pretty good distance, actually. There we go. And now when I click on, I can see that I'm going to get the entire north to south end of the building inside my view. And also this south and north elevation view markers are going to be a bit skewed as well, right? We can see that my width is exactly so wide. Yeah, and so we're going to need to work on this north elevation and south elevation so that we, in our views, encompass the whole building. So if I click on this triangle, well, let me zoom in a little bit more so you can actually see what I'm doing on the screen. I click on this triangle, and yeah, actually, I'm not going to, now that I think about it, I'm not going to adjust this one at all. But let's go to north elevation, right? Notice it's blank. So here's my north elevation, and what I have selected is showing me my properties over here. So in this elevation, I can adjust crop and show that crop region visible here. So now, I hit escape a couple times, when I select my line, I see a longer line, the point being though that I have 2 grips on the edge so that I can adjust how far in each direction I want to show. And I'll kind of come pretty much to the end of my main plan view, go to the other side and drag that over, I don't know, just a little bit past the building. Okay, so I'm going to leave my south elevation alone for now. And let's start working on internal walls. So we are supposed to, right, I'm in my modeling level 1 view, and I'm supposed to go draw a nice large rectangular wall. So wall, and we are supposed to choose interior. This 2-hour partition wall. So I'll select that, and I want to use this 3-point, and I'm going to draw this wall by clicking a start point, an end point, and while my cursor is off on the left, I'm going to enter a radius of 20 feet. And I have that wall. And so I believe the next step is we're going to put a corridor down the end of the building. So back to the wall, using the same wall here. And I'm going to use my references for this center reference plane. And so my offset wants to be 4 feet. And yeah, I'm going to double check and see what I want for this interior wall for this location line. So I'm going to choose, let's see, what have I got? Core face. I don't really care actually whether it's interior or exterior. The wall is actually symmetrical. So I'm going to choose core face interior. And I'll just come down here and draw my wall. Notice it shows up on the bottom. I've got my offset. Come over here and click on this wall. Again, out of habit, I'm going to get to the core face exterior. And now when I go back the other direction, it's already drawn the second wall the other way. So I will come back and let's see, hit this core face. And it stops short, and quite frankly, I don't really care. But so there's the wall. And so I can either click and drag this wall via the grip to any portion of the next wall, and Revit just joins it. Or I can use the Modify tab, and Revit has an Extend command. So in the Extend command, I click a wall to serve as what I'm going to drag or select extend to, and my second click is what the object that I'm going to extend. And when it does extend on that second click, Revit automatically joins it. Yeah, so this next area that we're of interior walls that we're going to be drawing in are some bathrooms, and then, like, I don't know, another classroom or conference room up here in the corner. And I think what I'm going to do is close this section here because this area it can take some conversation, and so I'd like to dedicate the right amount of time to that, and I'll do that in the next section. Hope this is helpful, and we will see you then.